I've been doing comedy for about 3 years now.
About 6 months.
A little over 3 years.
Approximately 2.5 years.
4.5 years.
A little under a year and a half.
About 3 years now.
1.5 years.
I've been doing comedy for about 7 months.
About 3.5 years-ish.
maybe 2.5 years.
It'll be 2 years soon.
Blow hot and blow cold, play fast and loose. Take it to head, take it to head.
4 years.
3 weeks now of stand-up comedy. I've been putting videos on the internet for about 6 months.
Head. A bit in the teeth.
5 years.
About 8 months.
In April it'll be 4 years.
Counting the cost. Let go and come down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monday Night Comedy with Shrunken Head. How you feeling?
I started doing it. This was the first one where I started doing it consistently. I started coming out all the time. I started doing karaoke here initially, and then that was right about the time that Wonder Dog was starting the mic.
Because it's always on.
This is the one I found first when I Googled Columbus open mics. This one was here first. I enjoy the crowds that come here and also the microphones plugged in, which I like.
Can you have sex with a ghost? I know they're really good at pottery, but I don't know if they can fuck.
My wife and I, we bought the bar, so we own the bar.
I like it a lot. Monday night works best for me. I just came straight from work, which is like right up the road.
Completely honest, Monday's just one of the only days I have free, you know, with work, because I do have a full-time job. It's really good. You always meet like cool and interesting people. The outside smoking area is like one of the best places to be in comedy, especially if you're working on jokes.
Probably because I like all the people that come here, and I like the room, and I like the bartender usually.
This is the best venue to do stand-up comedy. They've got the best stage in Columbus, and a really good audience, always a full audience. I love performing here. They've got a good speaker system, a good mic, and plenty of room on the stage for me to horse around and carry on.
I come to this open mic because it is simply the best.
Otherwise, just the fact that I can get on every mic consistently, this is just one that falls into that routine every week.
No, I actually do think it's the best open mic. We have a great host, a good bar.
A lot of people don't like the fact that we actually euthanize dogs. I don't like the fact that we do that. But I feel like the best way to actually handle that situation is not to call in a bomb threat. I don't know if I have to explain this to you guys, but that sounds like a really good way to euthanize a lot of dogs at one time.
Before I started coming here, I was a little scared to come in because of the decor. But they recently renovated, and so now it seems very friendly and like a pleasant hangout.
There's not a competing mic at this time that is better at this time.
I also go to all the other mics too, so this is just one of the stops throughout the week that I make. So.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I think I'm too close to it to really see it unbiased in that way.
If there was a better open mic happening at this very time, at the same exact time, I would go to that.
Coming up next, he's the other host of the Fun Parade podcast, and he is my favorite person in the world, including my wife and family. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mr. Danny Stratton.
Hey, you guys know dick pics, right?
I mean, Nick has done a great job here being nice to all the comedians, not being a jerk to us, which makes it easier to come back and like be very thankful for him giving us the time here.
I like Nick Glasser. I mean, he's been really nice to me since I've been coming here. One of the first people who's like really good to me.
I like the open mic itself because the guy who runs it, Nick, runs it really tight. Everybody gets 5 minutes, and he's pretty good at making people stick to that.
Nick Glasser. Yeah.
Like he's gonna like make you like if you come out here for your first time, he's gonna make you feel welcome. He's gonna make sure that the room is primed and ready to go, and just like really ready to enjoy whatever you've got to say and be receptive to whatever you want to say. And I don't know, it makes for a really good room.
I don't know. How old of a man would you say I am?
30.
30, huh? Other guesses that don't make me want to kill myself tonight?
Definitely a host has a strong effect on an open mic, because if it's a bad host, you're not going to want to talk to him. He might not set the show off right. Nick always does a great job talking to the audience and very friendly to the comedians as well. And so he helps create a strong atmosphere in the room.
Well, really, I also like Nick as a host. I think he's a really good host. He knows how to get people into stuff, and he's very welcoming and inviting. He's not like he's got the whole not nudge the last guy who's up there, but not like rip him on a new one even if he wasn't the best, or if he knows how to get the crowd to like you.
It's been actually my 3rd year anniversary becoming the host is coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I took it over. I was the host prior to Nick Glasser.
I maybe started it, but I was like a crack mom, like who like just gave her baby away to a better family.
When Doug quit the first time, Adrian took over, and Adrian did a good job for what it was, but he was a karaoke host. He hadn't really done comedy before.
Well, I took over after Wonder Doug collapsed.
I got fired, and then Adrian was like, "Oh, that sucks."
I got sick of the light on me. Like I kind of got tired of saying the same thing every week. I didn't have time to write.
I could tell that he was kind of not enjoying it so much, so I kind of let him know that if he ever decided he wanted to step back, that I would take over, and about 2 weeks later he decided to hand me the reins.
It was Nick who has done a fucking great job.
That I think during the first comedy shows, Nick was always here as a comedian. And then at one point he or we talked, and he ended up being the host. And people like him. He does a great job. Yeah, and since then, he's always there. He's it's a very reliable, very funny.
And the fact that it starts at 9 probably helps for especially some of the older people who might have jobs like I do.
Well, it seems like since I started doing stand-up, it's really built up a lot. So there's pretty good sized audience, and it seems like kind of a diverse audience. I think it's kind of grown to one of the largest mics in town, because now they cap it at 30. And it's also the start of the week, so that way if I have any new fresh ideas and get them out. Plus I just like most of the people that are here.
This open mic seems to get very good crowds, consistent crowds on a week-to-week basis, so you always know that you're at least have a good chance of having a good time when you come here.
It's one of the few mics that treats the comedy like it's the main thing for that night, instead of like a lot of other open mics where it's like, hey, we're kind of doing this in the corner over here. Like with Shrunken Head, it's like, it feels like this is a comedy show, even though all it's ever been is an open mic.
Yeah, and it's a good experience. You gotta keep racking up that experience more and more and more. You can't sleep on it. You fall asleep on it, and then excuses come, and then you just start missing open mics. You gotta hit these, and you gotta pin them up in the corner, and you gotta beat stand-up comedy into submission. You can't stop.
Why is it that every time I go to Tim Hortons, they give me a cold coffee? I'm sick of cold coffee. If I'm paying $1.50 for a freaking coffee, I expect some temperature. What the hell are these whack jobs doing in here?
It's definitely the fastest growing mic I've ever seen. I mean, obviously I've only seen mics in this city, but in terms of, when you look at just rapid growth, this definitely has that sort of mystique to it.
The stage is really...
One thing this room has over some of the other rooms is that the acoustics are really cool. So like if you're making people laugh really loud, it almost sounds like you're making people laugh in like a small theater, It just bounces off the walls.
The stage, the lights, the sound, you feel, when you're on that stage, you feel like you're doing it.
I don't know. I think the stage is very well, looks very good for open mics.
I like where you sit above everyone.
I compare this stage to other open mics. I used to do comedy back in the day, like Scarlet and Grey, great stage. Other places, you're like some douchebag with a microphone that doesn't work in a basement with like one spot on you. This place, you feel like you're doing it. And it's amazing to me. And I love it, and I love every comedian in that room.
You know, I think the audience is attentive. I like the setup. You know, it has a legit stage. You know, all the tables are directed toward the stage, so people tend to pay attention. It doesn't feel as much like an ambush comedy situation.
The crowds are usually very attentive.
Also, I like the room. I like the space. I wanted to seem like a man, so I said, yeah, but I said it in French. So I said, oui, and she goes, you say yes like a douchebag. I feel like, you know, you get enough different people in here that it's, you know, not just a whole bunch of comics going, which isn't bad always, but, you know, I'm telling my jokes to more people than I would if I just went to any other mic.
I mean, I saw some stages like they have in New York with a brick background, and then I personally like Red Velvet. I don't know why, but it goes together well. So it was kind of always in the back of the mind that any kind of show would look good, so that a comedian looks good, but also a rock band looks good. So I think that the ambience makes this open mic maybe, I don't know, I hope a little special.
It's fun to host. It really is. It's a different thing than just normal stand-up comedy, and I enjoy doing both.
There's a lot of like good stage lighting on that, so people can like actually see your face, which is nice because you go to a lot of open mics and it's like dark and like your whole face is just like a shadow, and like you just got all this room to play with on the stage.
I don't know what you were expecting. It's like the people who went, like, they read the Twilight books and then they went to the movies and expected them to be like some cinematographic, that's the word, feat. And just like, oh, why didn't the Twilight movies get any Oscars? It's because the foundation was weak. All right? The foundation was weak, people.
I like here probably because of the numbers you get. You probably get the most consistent, large audience for an open mic here.
And I found this spot, and there was like a big crowd, and it was very warm reception.
Andreas is the owner of the bar. Andreas is an entirely different sort of person. He's he cares about the bar. He cares about the show in a way that I've not experienced in any other show that I've actually run. The one thing that I'm sure of that makes this show tick is the fact that the bar wants us here. The bar, you know, Andreas and I are kind of on the same level as to what is and isn't too far, to what is and isn't funny, and we just kind of work together in that way. So the fact that we're really welcome here, that the bar likes having us here, and they'll do what we need us to do, and I'll do what the bar needs me to do, really makes everything work really well.
A friend of mine years ago asked me if I want to do it, and I thought it's a good idea to have a good diversity, because we do all kinds of different stuff, and comedy wasn't yet on the agenda, so we thought, yeah, why not?
It seems like people do come here to laugh for the most part.
At the very least, I get to hang out with friends for a few hours, even if my set doesn't go so well. So I feel part of this like community here.
One time, one of the first times we were hooking up, I said, "Hey babe, let me show you what this dick can do." To which she replied, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing." She's like, "No, what'd you say?" I was like, "I think we both heard what I said." Let's move past this roadblock.
I don't know, if I had to like pick one open mic like to go to, if like I could only go out to one open mic this like in the week, I would usually, unless it was like Surly or something, I'd pick Shrunken Head.
It started around the time when I started, so it's always felt like home to me. And I've been coming to it almost every week, and even when I'm not here, I call in just because I just want to feel like I'm part of it. And the few times that Nick's let me guest host it has been some of the most fun nights I've ever done comedy, because it's just always fun all the way through, whether it's a good night or whether it's just a weird, fucked up night.
Light up shoes, guys. Light up sneakers. I haven't worn light up sneakers in over 10 years.
This is my favorite mic. I'll be here every Monday. The crowd's the shit. The people are the shit. I love Columbus, 5th Avenue, Shrunken Head. Proud to be here.
Because it's an open stage and I enjoy doing it here, I will keep coming back.
The people that enjoy it, the people that actually come out week to week, the audience members and the performers alike, the people that want to, that like this place, that want to come out and be there. It's a community-driven thing. I couldn't do this, no matter how good or bad I was. There's no way that I could do anything like this alone. It definitely needs the community. It needs the people. And for one reason or another, we have the right people. We got everybody who cares about this place coming out and making it fun week after week after week.